Alright guys, welcome back. So I just want to do a real short video on a place where you can make quite a reasonable amount of gold, I would say. Now, I did a video on, I think I called it like the ultimate primal farming guide or something like that, where I went over each of the primals and the best locations to farm them. Now, in that guide for Primal Air, I said about Shadow Moon Valley, a couple of places in Shadow Moon Valley where there's quite a lot of air elementals where you can get your Primal Airs. Problem is, killing those particular elementals is actually part of the tier 5 attunement, so they're going to be, I'm not going to say heavily camped, they're not only going to be camped for the quest, but they're also going to be camped for people farming the primals. Now, I've found an area which, don't get me wrong, it's probably no mystery, it's in Nagrand, but I've found a real nice sort of circuit that I do where I can get mines, because I'm actually mining at the moment, so I can get mines, I can get Primal Airs and Primal Shadows, and if I wanted Cleft Hoof meat for any reason, can get Cleft Hoof meat as well, but that's neither in nor there. Now, the air elementals in Nagrand are tied to a quest as well, but you only need 3, I think it's like air gases or something like that it's called, and it's actually for that trampoline quest where you need to jump up into the bird's nest, and then you get a nice cape. But they're not really going to be farmed because you kill like 3, you'll get 3, or you might kill 4 or 5, but you don't need to kill that many. Whereas for the one in Shadow Moon, obviously everybody's going to be doing it for their attunement, and you need to kill quite a lot of them in comparison to just getting these 3 gases, which, to be fair, when you're running around questing in Nagrand, you're just going to get those naturally anyway. But this place that I'm talking about is over by Oshugun, and I don't actually think it's going to be somewhere that people, well, they might now, or you might now, watching this, but I can't imagine it's going to be heavily farmed, because the mobs are quite spread out, and you've got to remember, in Nagrand, there's actually air elementals pretty much spread all over the map. But in this area in particular, I've had quite a decent amount of luck in getting moats dropping, and also, as I say, making a nice circuit. You're going around sort of the edge of the cliff, so like the mountain area, so there's good amounts of adamantite and fell iron as well, which is obviously just an added bonus if you're mining. But overall, I think the gold per hour here could work out pretty well. Now, obviously, without knowing what the price is going to be, very difficult for me to say exactly how much it's going to be an hour, but you're going to get a regular amount of primals, both Shadow and Air. Shadow probably not going to sell for as much as Air, obviously, but the Air is what everyone's going to be after. Also, if for some reason you have got the moat extractor, you might come across gas clouds as well in this general area, increasing the amount of moats you're going to get per hour by a reasonable amount. Before we jump in game and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, obviously if you find this useful, make sure you like, subscribe, leave me a comment if there's anywhere that you think's potentially better than this. As I say, excluding Shadow Moon Valley, I'm talking about somewhere that we haven't already thought of. But as I say, overall, I think this is going to be a decent area to farm some gold, and as I say, if you like it, make sure you like. So like I say, this is the area I'm talking about. So around Oshugun, they're living cyclones that you're going to find. Level 66, 67, the majority of them that I've seen. This is a questing area. You know, as I say, there will be people running around here doing the quest to get the ethereal shards that you can sort of see on the floor. But there's a reasonable amount of these mobs. I was averaging getting, you know, a moat or 2 off of sort of in between 2 and 3 mobs. So, you know, you've not got to kill that many before you can actually get a primal. Now, as I say, the good thing about here is you'll see sort of all the sort of mini mountains and ridges, but we are actually going to go all the way to basically the edge of Nagrand in this circuit. So you will find a reasonable amount of mines. And then you'll see void spawns as well. These void spawns drop moats of shadow, so you can get some primal shadows at the same time. You might want to mount up and just skip these and just focus on mines and air elementals, for example. And as I said in the intro, if you happen to have a moat extractor, you might see some gas clouds as well. I actually haven't made the moat extractor yet, which is quite annoying, but that would definitely be something that I'm going to be doing either today or tomorrow. So like you've just seen there, I got a moat of air off of that one. There's another one over here. I mean, there's quite a lot of them. It's quite quick respawn rates as well, so by the time you get round 1 circuit, you're probably going to find that they're respawning. And technically, you can actually farm 3 different types of primals, because when you see me make my way around, so I'm basically going round the Oshugun temple counterclockwise, you can see at the moment while I'm fighting this aged Cleft Hoof, I'm actually doing this for a quest, which there will be a video coming out shortly on all the group quests in Nagrand and all the group quests in Terakar. But you can see just sort of to the left hand side, one of them just sort of got out of range, but you've got rock elementals as well around the left hand side of this ridge. So if you did for some reason want to just kill those as well to get some moats of earth, now you're looking at being able to get moats of earth, moats of shadow, moats of air, all in one sort of small area, and, you know, potentially adamantite ore and gas clouds. And now if I just show you on the map exactly where I am, you more or less can follow that red line all the way around. That red line actually is for a quest, that's for Dern the Hungerer, but you can more or less just, you could follow that and you're going to be alright. And you, as I say, you're going to find plenty of these mobs to kill. Now, if we were to look more to the west of Garadar, as if we was heading up towards the Laughing Skull Ruins where you'll do Ring of Blood, there's also quite a lot of air elementals around there that you can find. But I've found Oshugun, around Oshugun, just due to the dense amount of mobs, and actually they're all mobs that drop useful stuff, that it can be a reasonably good place to farm. Now, I appreciate this is quite a short one, but, you know, as I find these farming locations, I'll put them out. As I say, this one, you might find it obvious. You might be like, well, yeah, we know there's airs there, we know there's shadows there, but I think if you watch a lot of guides on people telling you where the best place to get primals are, including myself, when I put the one out a few months back about all of the primals, I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to know where you can get all the other primals as well. This one sort of slipped through the net. I'm a little bit gutted that I didn't include it in there because, as I say, I think it's got a lot of potential just because of the sheer amount of motes that you can get. You know, if there's no airs to kill shadows. If there's no shadows to kill, just go over and kill the earths. I'm not saying the earths are going to be worth killing just due to the amount of primals that there'll be from miners, but still, you know, it's better than just standing around waiting for respawns. But if you just work your way around Oshugun, sort of stay as close to the mountain range and then the cliffs, like at the edge of Nagrand as possible, so you can pick up those extra mines as well, I think this will be a pretty good farm. If you did find it useful, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.